to find your voice while learning to tell your story with confidence. That 19-year-old Hispanic man, very poor English, but found his opportunity to share his dreams, his voice, in a Toastmasters club. They applauded him, they appreciated him. After the meeting, people walked up to him and shook his hand, and he felt very warm, he felt very welcome. And he felt like he was going to be support. He felt like he was at home. Unlimited opportunities for personal and professional growth. There are, whether you're a corporate club or a community club. Many clubs use, if you have to give a presentation because you're going to be speaking before city council or you're going to be presenting at a project. Many people use their Toastmasters club as an opportunity to practice a presentation because they know that they will be given good feedback. And also, if you participate actively as a member, you will be given unlimited opportunities for personal professional growth. You might join because you want to become a better communicator or improve your speaking skills, but over time, you might find that you also want to test the waters in terms of leadership. You might find yourself unemployed, and you'll find the opportunities to seek better employment and improve your quick response skills related to interviews. You might find yourself in the public eye and being asked to respond to reporters or somebody quickly and being able to come up with a quick question or a quick response. You have unlimited. The only limit that you find in Toastmasters is the limits you put on yourself. That's the only limits you'll really find, is the limits that you put on yourself. And I find that so many times. People become tired of their club or become tired of going to Toastmasters. They feel they're not getting anything out of it. And in talking to them, I'm finding that quite often it's more them. They forgot why they joined in the first place. They had a lot of distractions, they had a lot of other things that came into play that kind of took them off the road to why they joined in the first place. And that they lost some of the enthusiasm themselves. And part of it might have been the club environment, but part of it was also them. A positive and supportive atmosphere in the community of learners. I had a conversation with a lady last night, and she's actually here, and she said something that was interesting to me. You know why she joined Toastmasters? To become a better listener. That was wow. You know, you don't hear that too often. She said, I really don't have that much problem in speaking and talking with other people, but she knew that she had to become a better listener. And how true is that? Is that so often if you are talking to someone, if you're someone that's inclined to interrupt, or if someone's asking you a question and you zone them out and you answer that question, how often it can be off base or the wrong answer to the question. You can join Toastmasters and you'll find out that everybody there is supportive. Like that, both of those gentlemen, they found their club in Arizona to be their home. A place that they can grow. A place where if they speak and they make mistakes, others are there because they know that they will make mistakes too. They have that support. They have the feedback. They have friends. They have a place where they can fall or fail and then someone else will be there to pick them up. And again, you do get that constructive feedback from other learners as you practice your thoughts and presenting them clearly. That evaluation. And that's why we have world champion speakers, professional speakers that make big dollars speaking all the time. That's all they do is, as a career, professional speakers who are Toastmasters. Because they are still, when they go to a club meeting, when they go to their club meeting, they get that feedback. They always learn how to make their speeches something a little bit different, or maybe a different idea, a different approach. Maybe they're going to be speaking to a new group so they can find out how do you have some ideas of things that they can maybe really focus in on that group that they haven't spoken to before. You get constructive feedback. Maybe you're a leader, or maybe you're a leader wannabe. Toastmasters is a good place for you to find out. You can become a club president. On the backside, like I said, it shows you all the different club officer positions and the skills that you develop as a club officer. And as you get involved, if you step up and try the leadership area just within your club, you'll find out if it's really for you. And I have to say, I work in a leadership position both at the state as well as in Toastmasters. And actually in Toastmasters, because the people you work with are all volunteers, you don't have control over them via the paycheck. It really does sharpen and develop your leadership skills, because now you have to get your volunteers to agree to do things that maybe normally they wouldn't. So if you demand of them, they might push back. But if you ask of them and share with them how it will benefit, if you inspire them, they might surprise you by doing above and beyond what you're asking. Asking and getting volunteers to step up and beyond their comfort zone is the beginnings of a great leader. Is very much the elements of a great leader. You learn how to delegate. You learn so many of the skills. And you learn, again, if you fail, if you fall short, maybe you'll find out what leadership really isn't cut out for you. What better place to find that out by in a supportive environment than on a job where it could be more career-ending. One of my favorites is this monthly magazine you get as a member. And this one says, Toastmasters in the social networks. Sidestep the PowerPoint trap. There's always great articles that not always just generally speak to Toastmaster skills, but also the skills that you can use in your other careers. Whether you're a community activist and work with your communities or sit on city council. One of the members of the Wimberley Hill Country Toastmasters, we had an open house a couple of weeks ago, and one of the ladies there said that their city council really needs the Toastmasters. And she said because, there's time. She said if they had just the timing alone, if they learned how to get to the point and speak at the city council meetings. A lot of the city council meetings, instead of running on for hours and hours and hours, would be probably cut in half. Anybody that's ever had to do a PowerPoint, you've seen and know some of the good things and some of the bad things. There's a lot of other things out there now besides PowerPoint. Who here has ever heard of the Distinguished Club Program? I remember when I first heard it, it was when I was a club officer, and it was presented to me like, if you get 5 points, you get distinguished. If you get 7 points, you get select. And if you get 9 points, you can be presidents. Quite frankly, I don't do well by, some people do, but I am one of those where I don't really do well if it's all based on scoring points. I never have. And that's where a lot of critics have pushed back. A lot of Toastmasters push back and they say, all you want is just, because we talk, sometimes in the past we talk so much about getting those points. Getting those points. Now, if your district leaders will share with you that, a lot of the conversations I have with them on phone calls and other ways, I very rarely talk about the points. I talk about encouraging your members to do the right thing. I talk about the behavior, the things that you want your members, you want your clubs to be doing. Not because of scoring points, but because that's what they need to do in order to grow, in order for them to provide that environment, that supportive environment. It is about having goals that are measurable. How are we going to know? How is anybody going to know if your club, if you are succeeding without having some way of measuring it? Especially with your leaders, your area governors or division governors, how are they going to know if your club is really meeting your needs, is really being supportive, is really helping you, if they don't have some way of measuring how well that club is doing? It's about being held accountable. Yes, the Distinguished Club is points, and those points are used to measure, again, how well your club is doing. If your club is struggling and they're not getting any points, and I've seen clubs that they'll go on for year after year after year, and they'll be meeting and you have 0 points. They become more of a social group than a home for people that really, and they wonder why people are leaving, and they wonder why people aren't joining. There are a lot of other social opportunities for people to become a part of. People generally don't join Toastmasters just because they want to become a part of another social group. It is about reaping the rewards and enjoying the benefits. When your club achieves distinguished or better, when you achieve your reward as a competent communicator, you get a nice certificate. And a lot of times you get recognized by your leaders. You should get recognized by your club for you completing the first 10 projects. You enjoy the benefits, that recognition again, that sense, that internal sense of accomplishment that you have. Sometimes it doesn't just always have to be external, just the idea that you did it. You successfully went through 10 projects, gave 10 speeches. So the Distinguished Club Program is about helping you, making sure that you are enjoying and getting benefits. Take a couple minutes, everybody close your eyes. And if you joined Toastmasters and you were joining an existing club that was already in operation, was already functioning, or if you join as a charter member of a brand new club, or if you're a prospective or someone that's here as a non-Toastmaster, I want you to reflect back. If you join your Toastmasters club that was already existing, I want you to remember that first time you gave your speech. I want you to remember what that club was like. I want you to remember the response the members gave after you delivered your first speech. If you are a charter member and joined Toastmasters with a group of others that's a new club, I want you to remember the enthusiasm, the excitement, and the nervousness that you all had when you were first starting Toastmasters. And if you're a non-Toastmaster, I want you to think about why you would join, where experience, what benefits you're seeing or you hope to gain from being a member of a Toastmasters club. Just reflect on a couple of minutes and remember back, flash back in time.